Very warm good evening to all. Today's topic is about omission. Like contradiction, omission is also very important part of the cross examination, and it can turn the trial from conviction to acquittal. So, as a defense lawyer, you all know how important it is for us. So, to know that, we will again start with section 161 of CRPC, which deals with the examination of witnesses by the police. Now, how does police examine the witness? See, it records the statement in writing. So, when it records the statement in writing under 161, there is no signature of the witnesses. If you ever have checked any charge sheet, the complainant signature you will always find, but witness's signature not signed. And this power comes from CRPC section 162. Now, 162 speaks about how do we use these statements which are recorded before police under section 161 CRPC. So, whatever statement recorded under 161 CRPC are cannot be used. They cannot be used before the trial court as it is, unless and until the witness whose statement has been recorded comes before the court and deposes. Now, when it is deposing before the court, and if you find some discrepancy, some difference in his statement, which was recorded before police, that is a part of your charge sheet, and there is a difference in what is spoken before the police, that is in recorded form, that is his former statement. And now next, when he comes before the court, and whatever he uses, when he comes before the court and he uses the same say, evidence and he deposes, and that time when you find a difference between these two statements, you can always compare. And in the last session we have seen how contradiction can help us. See, the meaning of contradiction, that they are the one same person is speaking differently. He is one version before the police, and before the court it is just opposite or something different than what he has spoken before the police. Now, omission is something very different from this. Now, the cross examinations, how it is to be done, it is everything is written in section 145 of the Indian Evidence Act. Now, if we go to Indian Evidence Act 145, the how the cross examination has to be done, and how we can use 161 CRPC, how we can also use the statement recorded before the magistrate, that is 164 CRPC. How can we compare this? Everything is written in the Indian Evidence Act. Now, when the statement comes before the whatever statement the witness gives before the court, that you can compare with the charge sheet. See, as whenever you go for cross examination, it is very important that you read the charge sheet, and in the charge sheet you will find a particular witness statement. If that witness statement is not furnished to you, of course you can make a complaint to the police public prosecutor. You can tell him, ask him to furnish the charge sheet or the particular person the witness statement, and also you can request the court that this statement is not found in my charge sheet. So you should be ready. And while the person who is giving witness, who is deposing before the court, and if it is whatever is speaking, you have to record same time and you have to compare with the whatever he has spoken before the police. Now there is a chance, coming to today's subject, omission. He may not have spoken about something before the police authorities, that is under his statement in 161 CRPC, but he is speaking, improving his statement before the court. Now, whatever he speaks before the court, always remember that you can compare that, and if that is not found in his in the charge sheet or in his witnesses, that is called omission. The meaning of omission is he has omitted, or he has excluded, or he has not spoken before the police. And while doing so, you can note down these omissions. Now your turn will come for cross examination. That time, after you ask the leading questions, you take the contradiction. The third step will be to take out the omissions. Now, omission is something which you cannot compare. Omission is something he has improved his statement, or he has spoken something which he has never spoken before the police authority. Now, to understand what is omission, let's take one small judgment. This is of Kolkata High Court. Tarun alias Gautam Mukherjee versus State of West Bengal. It is 2001 judgment. There was charges of 498A, 306 IPC. Now always remember, in most of the cases where family matters are there, or there are people who are emotionally attached to each other, and normally family matters, you will find lot of omissions, lot of improvements. You can, whenever you will study omission and contradiction, you will always find they were mostly about omission. You will always find 304B 490 matters. In this matter, his wife committed suicide. Now he was charged for 498, 306 of IPC. He and his sister both were charged. Now when this matter came before the session judge, his sister was acquitted of the charges, and he was charged for 306 and 498. Session court punished him. He went to Kolkata High Court. Kolkata High Court set aside the 306, but it written 498A, and he was again punished for 498A. And of course the punishment was lesser than what it could have been for 306. The matter was carried to the Supreme Court. When the matter was carried to Supreme Court observed that there is a one witness, maid servant. She was telling the accused used to beat her daily, and he used to cause her harassment daily. Now this statement, the maid servant who was coming regularly, just imagine, she has not spoken this in her statement under section 161 CRPC. That is when the FIR was recorded. There are subsequently some witnesses statements were recorded. So this was not found in her statement. But before the court, maybe in emotions, maybe a tutoring, or maybe it may be a truth, but she has not spoken these words that accused used to harass her daily or used to beat her daily, whatever the cruelty meted out to her. She did not speak before the police. Now when she did not speak before the police, this was an omission. Then Supreme Court set aside his conviction and he was acquitted of the charges. This is the simplest example we can give about the omission. A maid servant who comes regularly to the house of the accused, she speaks everything, but she does not speak that the accused used to beat her daily. And when this important part is not coming before the court, then court says there is a biggest omission, and the accused got a benefit of doubt of the same, and he was acquitted of charges. So see, omission can also be useful, like contradiction. Omission can also be very useful. See, leading cases, always remember, number one, leading cases comes from that what do you know of the history of the accused and complainant, and what was their history. But when a contradiction comes, he has spoken something else before the police, he or she, and he is speaking something else, just opposite or contradictory. It's his or her own statement. But omission is something which you did not speak before the police. Now, this is what is simplest example of the omission. Now, how do we prove the omission? The procedure to prove the omission is same as we do for the contradiction, which we did in the last session. Today also I have taken out, with the help of my staff, my small example, the mode of proving the omissions. Now here is a case of the sister who was an eyewitness to the incident. Now it is a hypothetical case we have prepared to I can make you understand if I am possible. And if there are questions, I am prepared to answer at the end of the session. Now, here was a sister, and her brother was beaten up by 3-4 people. Before the police examination, she omitted some matters which she came in the examination. In examination, she gave that one of the accused was holding my brother's hands. One caught his legs, and another was beating the accused, beating my brother. Now, before police, she gave only names of the accused and no roles assigned. Here she is, before court, she is assigning, this person caught hold of my brother from hands, another caught his feet, and the third one was beating. She assigned particular specific role to all the accused. But when her statement was recorded, she just simply gave, these 3 people came and beat up my brother. Now, how do we prove before the court? Now, when examination chief starts, you have to keep your eyes, ears open, and also you should know by heart the statement under 161 CRPC, which is there in your hands in your charge sheet. You should by heart that, and when you know that, you know what different she's speaking from that, or she's contradicting, or she's omitting something, or she's improving her statement. Now, to put her first question, you can put her. You have just now mentioned that accused X hold your brother hand, accused Y caught his legs, and accused Z was beating your brother. Now, when you say yes, because just 2 minutes or 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before examination chief, she has said that this was the thing, this has happened. Now she cannot deny. She will say, yes, I have said this. Now you can put another question to him. Have you mentioned all these facts when police recorded your statement? Now don't ask her 161 CRPC, because she being a laywoman, she may not understand. She is not a lawyer expert. Then you just ask her whether you have informed all this statement, what you spoke about before the court, who hold the hands, who caught hold of your brother, who was beating. Have you given a specific role? Have you stated this all before the police station, police officer? Then she will say no. I have stated. If she says no, then it is proved. But if she says yes, I have stated, then normally, because she has spoken just 10 minutes before in the court, she is going to say yes, as I have mentioned before the police. And sometimes the witnesses are really genuine. They say no, I do not recollect whether I have said to the police or not. Then the statement is proved then and there, because she doesn't recollect, or she says I have not said it. Then that way you can put up with the IO. Now next question, you can tell if you have said it to police, can you tell the reason to the court why police did not record this statement? If she said, yes, I have mentioned this to the police, you have to ask there, can you tell the reason to the court why police did not record the same? She said, whatever answer she likes, she may say, I have said, but they have not recorded. I do not know why police did not record. She may answer whatever she likes, but this portion has to be marked in inverted comma, and this has to be exhibited for a defense. That is our side, you are from accused. Now, when the IO comes, you have to confront the IO. How do you confront the IO on these omissions? This is omission. You have to, I put it to you that you have not recorded a statement of the witness properly. Now, when you put a question, the public officer, police officer, that you have not recorded a statement properly, he definitely says, no, I have recorded properly. Then you can again put up that you can see, he must have read the charge sheet. If he's a expert IO, or he is in the habit of reading the charge sheet and then coming to the court, he may be knowing that you can ask him, can you tell the court whether you have to bring his notice what witness has said. Now what witness has said, you can read from the whatever the portion is marked. The court may read it, or you may also bring it to his notice. Can you tell the court whether witness has stated before Mr. X was holding the hands, Mr. Y was holding Silek, and Mr. Z was beating him with her brother? You can tell him, and definitely he will say, no, I have not. She has not said anything to me, so I have not recorded. Now here, see, as you have confronted the IO, you have taken out this omission from the witness. Your recording of the omission is completed. Now this omission will be appreciated when there will be final arguments and when there is a judgment of the court. So this is very important. You have to bring everything, all this before the court. And if you are unable to bring this, or if you are able to take from the witness, and if you do not take if you do not confront the IO, you cannot read this in your arguments, and the judge will not read it. So there are always two options and twofold things. First stage is with the witness and omission or contradiction, whatever. And the second stage with the investigation officer who has recorded the statement of the witness. Now this is what the procedure laid down, and this procedure you will find in all the judgments which I have referred on the last occasion. That is from Tehsildar to VR Mishra to all the judgments. You will find all these matters there. So if you can put out the omissions like this, it will be very easy for you. And see, the conviction may get into the acquittal, and the Tarun's case, how it has happened. Now, see, it is very difficult sometimes for the juniors, or as well for the seniors also, how the criminal trials are run. Now, in April 2021, see, there are total 25 high courts and also benches in the respective benches, like Tripura High Court, this Guwahati High Court got, I think, 6 to 7 benches. Bombay, we have got principal seat at Mumbai, and then Goa, that is Panji, there is one bench, there is Aurangabad, there is Nagpur. Now, from Aurangabad, we have Aditi Vakil also attending today's session. So there are benches. So there are many high courts, 25 main high courts, and there are many benches. So it is very difficult that all throughout the country, there will be different procedures. Somewhere it will be called spot panchanama, somewhere it will call the place panchanama. You don't know what is called, what words are used. In Lucknow or Uttar Pradesh, you will go, there are some words which are from Urdu language, which are used for Farad Bayan. These are the words which are used, which we may not be knowing. So when the matter comes to Supreme Court, it has become difficult. So now Supreme Court in April 2021, to bring out the uniformity in all the criminal trials through all the respective high courts, have issued some guidelines. There was an appeal, and this criminal appeal, in this appeal, Supreme Court talks, suo motu proceeding was initiated under Article 32. And through this, to bring uniformity, how the trial should run. Now, the name of this, it's not a judgment, we can call it a suo motu proceeding taken up by the Supreme Court. It is a proceeding was initiated under Article 32. Now, here, there were 3 lawyers from the Supreme Court who were senior lawyers, Mr. K. Parmeshwar, then Mr. Siddharth Luthra, and senior advocate, Mr. Basant. These all 3 were appointed amicus curiae, and there were a lot of things given how the trial should run, how the names has to be given. It was about spot panchanama, recording of evidence, how the documents will be exhibited, how the references to a statement under 161, 164 CRPC will be recorded. All these things are written there. If there are exhibits from the prosecution side, it will be P1, P2, P3. If there are documents from the defense side, it will be D1, D3, or maybe a witness also. And if there is a code also sometimes calls witness or exhibits document, it will be C1, C2. C stands for court, P for prosecution, and D for defense. Now there will be mudde mal, there may be material object also, that will call M1, M2. So if you read these guidelines and how the trial should run, you will have a thorough idea. Whichever part of the country will go, you will be knowing it. So this is one judgment or one guidelines given by the Supreme Court for how the criminal trial will be running. So at the end of the video, I will try to give this judgment also to all of you, where you can use this judgment and to understand how the criminal trial runs. Now we can take one more judgment of Anwar Musa Sayyed versus State of Maharashtra. This is also Bombay High Court judgment of 2014. Now, here a lot of things, there were FIR and charge sheet was silent about something, so there was omission. See, omission comes only when then FIR or statement of the witness or the charge sheet or challan, whatever we call, is silent about the same. Now, the Anwar Musa judgment, this was, if you read it, you will get a lot of material, and this was partly allowed, but then one of the 2 accused were acquitted, and one was not given the benefit of a doubt, but at least two were acquitted. Now see, from the session judge, the matter went up to Bombay High Court. Now this is of 2014. Let me share this judgment with all of you. Now we'll read the para 8. From here, you will have a clear idea what role the omission can play in your trial. In cross-examination, see para 8 I am reading. He has admitted that the building of madrasa is at a distance of 10 feet and height of the compound wall is approximately 6 feet. See the quality of the cross-examination. Don't look only for omissions in this particular paragraph. The distance is also said. The height of the compound wall is approximately 6 feet. See the quality of the cross-examination of the lawyer. Now, he also admitted there were 10 to 12 tube lights. And the said tube lights were connected to the generator. सी बहुत बार लाइट चली जाती है, तो यू सी डिफेंस वांटेड टू टेक दिस benefit, but somehow he has the witness was also very smart, and he said they were connected to generator and used to be switch on if necessary. He also admitted he had not stated anything to the police about which accused assaulted the deceased Navid by which weapon. Now see, here he got one omission. He has admitted that he had not stated anything to the police. This is क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन अंडर 145 ऑफ इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट. उन्होंने पुलिस के सामने नहीं कहा विच एक्यूज असॉल्टेड द डिसीज नाविद बाय विच वेपन. ये 302 का जजमेंट है. नाउ एन ओमिशन हैज बीन एलिसिटेड. ओमिशन एलिसिटेड मतलब प्राप्त किया गया है, ओमिशन निकाला गया है, दैट ही हैड नॉट स्टेटेड इन प्रीवियस स्टेटमेंट दैट एट द टाइम ऑफ इंसिडेंट देयर वाज मूनलाइट. See the word moonlight, or this judgment not very old one, it's of 2014. Now next, he also admitted not to have stated in his statement that after Navid came to the spot, he was taken by accused number 128 to the house of Jainuddin. Now, an omission has also been elicited about Navid being assaulted by a particular weapon, that is chopper, near house of Jainuddin. An omission, see, continuity. An omission has also been elicited that he has not stated that in his 164 statement. Now see, this judgment is very important. Normally we find omission from section 161 CRPC. To repeat what is section 161 CRPC, जो आपके चार्जशीट में FIR में जो उसके पीछे जो चार्जशीट विटनेसेस का स्टेटमेंट दिया है, these are the statement under section 161 CRPC. Now this judgment is very important. It also refers to the 164 statement, and you all know the 164 का statement is always before the magistrate, and it is very difficult कि वो उससे पलट जाए. Why the magistrate, it is confessional statements are recorded before 164 rape matters में, and some serious matters. When there is some important matters has to be, if you remember Sanjay Dutt's matter, there were statements, these are confessional statements, so you should know 164 CRPC. So not only 161, 164, this statement is, this judgment is important from the angle of 164. About Navid being taken near the house of Jainuddin. An omission is elicited with regard to the house of Jainuddin. Similarly, an omission has also been elicited in his 164 statement that he had sustained injuries to his right shoulder. An omission has also been elicited. He has not stated. He has not stated in his 164 statement that tube lights had been switched on near the STD booth. Now, पूरा जो spot पंचनामा we can call it, the whole spot incident is brought by way of omission before the court. And if there are so many omissions, there is definitely going to be a benefit to the accused. We can also read the para 9 of the here. I'll read the second part. Thereafter, accused number 7, Afsar, and accused number 3 had given blows of sword stick to deceased Navid. PW1, that is prosecution witness 1, Iqbal had recovered body of the Navid by lying on Navid in order to protect Navid from further assault. Now see, Iqbal is on the Navid. He has covered the body of Navid. Now see, next line. The other accused began assaulting Navid, but the injuries were sustained by PW1 Iqbal. Accused thereafter fled from the scene of the incident. Navid was then taken to the hospital in a rickshaw. While on the way, stones pelted by accused numbers 9 to 12. In cross-examination, he has also admitted he was also called as Modi. He also admitted that he does not recollect whether on 28 February 2007 the police had recorded his statement. He has also, see, there are some witnesses who will say they do not recollect police statement record kiya ki nahi. He has also admitted he was called by police after 2 days of the incident of recording his statement. He has also, the quality of the cross-exam is very important here. He has also admitted that he had seen accused manhandling Navid near house of Jainuddin. Now, an omission has been elicited. He has not stated in his previous statement. The accused number 1, Anwar, gave blow of chopper on the abdomen of Navid. An omission has also been elicited. He had not stated in his previous statement that about accused number 7, stabbing Navid with sword stick. An omission has also been elicited. He had not stated in his previous statement the accused number 3 had stabbed Navid by a sword stick. Similarly, omission is also elicited that he had not stated in his previous statement that PW1 caught deceased Navid and covered the body of Navid by lying on his person. And omission has also been elicited that he had not stated in his previous statement about other accused assaulting Navid. See, if you see the beginning of this para, second line, PW1 Iqbal had covered the body of the Navid by lying on Navid in order to protect Navid. Now, last line of this same para, an omission has also been elicited that he had not stated in his previous statement about other accused assaulting Navid. और उसके पहले का line, the omission is also elicited that he had not stated in his previous statement that PW caught disease and covered the body of Navid by lying on his person. See, आप उसका झूठ, you can catch the lie of the this witness and the veracity and trustworthiness. You can always show that this witness testimony is not reliable. Now, if you are able to bring out this before the court, it will be very easy for you to put this witness testimony in a doubt, in the shadow of the doubt. And once you do this, it will be very helpful. Now, with this all evidence which has come on record, here in Anwar Musa's case, one of the accused, two of the accused were a benefit of given doubt and one of was not given. But at least when the matter came before the Bombay High Court, these all omissions were read. Though trial court convicted, the Bombay High Court gave the benefit of doubt. So the role of the omissions is very big. Role of the contradiction is very big. Leading questions is very easy to ask. But when you take up the omissions and contradictions, and there are many more things, commission bhi aata hai aage, there are a lot of things, there are improvements. These are also part of the cross-examination. But now going one by one from leading to contradiction to omission. If these omissions are covered properly in your cross-examination, and then if you confront the IO, it will be very easy for all of you to run the trial. And even if it is not appreciated by the session code or the trial code, that if it is a some lesser punishment, we call accident cases or 490, simply 490 matters. You can always, from the magistrate court, the matter goes to session court. If these omissions are not taken at the beginning of the trial, that is the first court where the trial is started, you cannot, in the future, you cannot take benefit of this. For this also, we have one judgment, again from Bombay High Court. It is about Ratnakar Bapusaheb Deshmukh versus State of Maharashtra. Now, this was the judgment of a small girl. It was a POCSO matter. Naturally, the child witness was there. And there were some contradictions and the omissions. Unfortunately, the trial court lawyer, who was first lawyer theirs, the accused, whom have engaged some lawyer, he could not take out this contradiction and the omissions. Now, the new lawyer came on the scene and he made an application under section 311 to recall the witness. And what did he write in the application? He write that I want to take out some contradiction and the omissions, which are very important from the point of view to the accused to get a justice, and he should also get a chance of fair trial. Now, our constitution says the accused has a right for fair trial. Now, here the witness was child. POCSO itself says that you cannot call the child again and again. Now, there was also a delay and this application was not made properly. What kind of contradiction or omission you want to take? This was not brought, this was not a part of this application. The matter went to Bombay High Court and 2020 ka judgment hai abhi kai. And this unfortunately, court did not allow this writ petition and matter went back to the trial court. So there is a stage when the omission, contradiction, you have to ask then and there. If you later on make an application of 311 CRPs to recall witness, it cannot be corrected. So it is very important that you should be alert. While doing cross examination, you should be very alert कि कब आपको cross examination में omission लेना है, contradiction लेना है, और वो आयोग को confront भी करना है. Two important stages, and one third important stage from this Ratnakar Bapusaheb Deshmukh. If by chance you are unable to take out at the time of the trial, in future, even if you go in writ petition, the court may not allow that. So always remember, this kind of situation should not arise for our accused, because it is our duty whenever we are anytime appearing in any matter and we are going for cross examination. The first rule that we should know the charge sheet, we should know the witness statement by heart. We should also know where there is a statement under 164 CRPC. There are rape and murder trials matters. There are normally 164 CRPC का statement होता है. And उसके आगे, whatever the witness is speaking before, you have to write and record. Take a help of a junior or any friend who can at the same time write, and you can always compare. If it's a contradiction, it is very easy. But omission you have to remember, because omission का कोई formal statement नहीं होता है. I will mention here निर्भया का केस है. निर्भया के केस में उनका एक statement आया था बाद में टीवी पे. Can that be called formal statement? Supreme Court said no, that cannot be formal statement because charge sheet is already filed. But later on in another judgment, Supreme Court said no, it will be also a formal statement. So it can be compared. So nowadays you see कि जो high profile cases होते हैं उसमें टीवी में भी बहुत सारे statement दिया जाता है. सुशांत का केस ले लीजिए, सुशांत सिंह राजपूत का. So there were statements. So this will be also a formal statement. When the matters of Sushant Singh Rajput will come for trial, whatever has been spoken before the media also will be a formal statement. The formal statement सिर्फ 161 CRPC नहीं हो सकता है. It can be anything. सिविल ट्रायल में कोई डॉक्यूमेंट भी हो सकता है जिन्होंने कहीं और you can there may be two cases between the parties. In another matter she may have spoken something else. It may be a DV case here, it may be 498 case somewhere else. So you can always take out the certified copy of that document. You can produce. तो formal statement का महत्व यानी importance बहुत है. तो contradiction या omission are very important parts of the cross examination, and if you ever get a chance to take it, please try to read the charge sheet. Once you read the charge sheet, you will know कि witness क्या बोल रहा है या क्या improvement कर रहा है या क्या contradict कर रहा है या क्या वो उसने improvement कर रहा है. And see, always mind it, these omission are also amounts to contradiction, because he omitted something else and he is now contradicting. Here I gave an example. एक hypothetical हमने situation बनाया था. Brother sister बात कर रही थी कि उसके brother को पीटा गया था. She was giving role. Here she has improved her statement. So this is the way you have to confront the IO also, and then only that contradiction or omission can be put. So this was all.